Hey everybody, and welcome along to this week's edition of the Irish Golfer Podcast. Peter Finnan here, and joined as always by John Craven.
Hello, Peter.
And Rona McNamara.
How are you, lads?
All good, all good.
Don't lie to your audience. It's not good at all.
No,
You're in
good.
mourning opposite us.
I'm in absolute mourning this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is. I'm jet lagged, and we flew in and out to Leeds Bradford, and I'm jet lagged. Yeah. Championship, back where we belong. Better league. Just, minus cracked the Premier League for 3 years, so that's it.
I'm sorry, Pete. I'm sorry. I'm more sorry for your son and all your other sons who will probably be plagued by that jersey eventually.
It's hard to compete with countries, though, Pete.
Yeah, well, it is. I was told that by a wise man this morning. Yeah, it's hard to believe. It's hard to compete with countries, but no. Listen, you reap what you sow. You know, that's it.
Sorry to bring you down from the
No,
start.
I don't even know.
About that.
Yeah, you've caught me off guard now. I don't even know where to go. Yeah, for people that don't know, I'm a Leeds fan, and they got relegated yesterday, so yeah. My thoughts and prayers are with all the Leicester City and Southampton fans as well out there. So
T's and P's, I think the kids call it now.
Yeah, like when you see, I don't even want to get into it now. When you see Luton Town and all them lads going into the Premier
their
League,
stadium has serious characters.
Yeah, serious character. I was there as an away fan before. It's not. It doesn't.
You're like walking through people's back gardens to get into it, but looks of it.
Yeah.
No, top class.
Great crack. Right.
What's this? A golf podcast?
Podcast, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, we've had winners over the weekend. We've had some. I suppose before I get into golf, now you have me totally thrown now. I better give a shout out to Flowgas, who are sponsoring the pod this month, supporting the Irish golf at every level. So visit flowgas.ie. Check out their rates. Check out all their stuff. They're giving serious support to Irish golf across the board. So
yeah.
Now we can get cracking.
Here. But yeah, celebrate another victory for Ireland.
Another victory for Ireland. Yeah, this came out of nowhere. So I've missed a lot of golf, obviously, this weekend. Just had other things on, preoccupied. So the Brabazon, all right. I've seen the results. I haven't gone through what happened to Sean Keeling before we get into the overall winner.
That's a loaded question.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
You're
no, because he was
16.
No, I know. Yeah, but he was 5 shots. I don't know. I just when I seen the results,
his trousers.
When I seen the results, he's playing such great golf this season. I was fully expecting.
I'm with you. I thought he'd win. I guess it's hard to say what happened to him. Like he dropped a few shots, and maybe it was pressure, maybe it was inexperience, or.
Yeah, well, he started off with a 5-shot lead. Like, he was 54-hole leader. He was trying to go wire to wire, and he finished 3 shots outside the playoff on level par. Still got 4th place, which is pretty good. But he had a tough front 9. Bogeyed his first 3 holes, birdied 6, bogeyed 7 and 8, and then a triple bogey on the 11th and a bogey on 12 kind of ended his race, really. Even though he did finish well after that with birdies on 13 and 18, but still a great week for him.
A great week. He'll learn a lot from this. He'll learn a lot more from this than he will winning his other events, that he has done this year. I just didn't see that. I didn't see that. We all have bad days, but I didn't see that from him, because he has come across as such an assassin on the golf course this year. Like, any opportunity he's had, he's just, the doors opened, he's walked through, done, sealed the deal. So I was just a bit taken aback. Nothing bad about it. It's positive for him moving into the future. It was just an unusual result I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, his first 3 rounds were fantastic. He blew the field away with a 65 on the first day, and then his level par 70 was on second round was on a day where only 5 players broke par, and then he held his nerve on the back 9 on Saturday to shoot a 69. So it was loads of good golf there, and he is in great form. He showed up well at the Irish Am, but it's hard to go from, I suppose, boys golf to the real amateur stuff.
That's
top
a
of the game.
proper event, at a proper golf course. I think it speaks to how good he could possibly be, that you're actually surprised that a 16-year-old struged on the last event.
Yeah, it's not negative. It is a compliment, but it's just I just wasn't expecting it. That's all. But
I can't believe you led with that.
But one door opens, one door closes. Liam Nolan did not need someone to ask him twice, and he comes in with a really, really good final round and seals the deal.
Yeah, and he went from kind of looking over his shoulder at the cut line to putting himself in contention. Like weekend rounds of 67, 68 round Sunningdale is absolutely no joke. Like it's some serious golf. And he birdied 18 all 4 days. He had to birdie it to get into the playoff after Zach Little shot a 63 to post 3 under. And it was a short game that really won it for him down the stretch. Chipped and putted on 18 for the birdie. And the both lads were narrowly missed out on birdies on the first playoff hole, which was the first hole. Then they went up 18 again, and Liam chipped and putted to keep himself alive. And then they went up to 75th, and he chipped stone dead, and Zach missed from 6 feet. But he was remarking on his chipping and pitching when I spoke to him this morning, and he was saying he Josh Hill on the bag, and Josh was a big help because they talked through every single shot they were going to hit. So I think, like he said, it in years gone by now he's come close but not had the cigar. But I think with Josh in the bag, it gave him that little bit extra assurance, and he paid big credit to him as well. But like, I was delighted to see him win. Like, this is the fella who's knocked on the door the last 12 months or so. Got his win in January as well, so he's been on. It's amazing how it can turn like that. Like he said last year, he didn't think he was going to win. Now all of a sudden he's 2 wins in 5 months and 2 big wins as well. So it's amazing. It's just sort of what golf is, isn't it?
Anytime I think of him, I think of power and like his drive with the golf ball, and like that's always the hallmark of his game. But there were videos doing the rounds yesterday, as he said, of his short game, and it was like wizardry, real soft hands, and 100% that's what won it for him in the end by the looks of things. So like, he seems to be an all-rounder.
Ah, yeah, he has it all, and he's like well liked by everyone, and everyone tips him to do big things in the game. And like, he was 5 behind starting the day as well, so it's pressure to know that you have to go low, because you wouldn't really be expecting Sean to make any mistakes either the way he was going. But like, he's had a quiet enough spring. He was 18th in the Irish Am after taking a while off with exams in NUIG, and like, his turnaround is really good as well, because he was 2nd in the West last year, 4th in the North and 3rd in the South. Like, and the West was tough to take from him. He was beaten by Alan Fahy in the final, and that's his home provincial event. Like, he found that one hard to take and hard to get over. And like, he's a really, really deserving winner. Birdie 15 and 18 to kind of get himself in the playoff. But he really, it was the back nine that kind of won it for him all weekend. He eagled 13 on the Friday to kind of get himself in the mix. Birdied it on the Saturday, and he 2 birdies in his last 3 holes on the Saturday as well to get into contention. Like, he didn't play the front nine too well all week. He's 4 over for his first 4 holes, but from there on he really kind of took to the course, and really, really, really deserving winner. And it was a good performance for the Irish overall, with 3 lads in the top 7. Like, Sean was 4th, Matt McLean shot a 66 to get 7th, and Alex Maguire shot a final round 69 for 14th. And he's not on the Walker Cup panel, but he's someone who's kind of going about his business quietly, and he's defending the East this week, so he's definitely a man in form as well.
Yeah, no, it was good. No, I just really like that. I seen the quotes from the interview that you had with Liam this morning, with Liam Nolan, and he did what you'd like to see Rory McIlroy do. He got off to some slow starts, but he just hung in there, just kept plugging away, hung in there, and when the door opened, he knew his game was strong enough to kick on through. And a classy finish.
Looking at it as well, like, in hindsight, Sunningdale is a good course for him, tight tree line, and he's a fantastic driver of the golf ball as well, so it did play into his wheelhouse. And I spoke to him before the tournament as well, and he was saying how the Irish Am, he made a few mistakes that he wouldn't usually make, but he put that down just a bit of rust. So like, he felt confident about the week, and he feels confident about the season. Like, he's Scottish, he's a St Andrews Links, European Am, and the Amateur are the 3 other big ones he's playing in this year.
And the Walker Cup.
Well, he wouldn't go into that.
I know, yeah, he wouldn't be drawn on it. That's clever.
He keeps doing this.
Pressure on himself.
One more decent win, and he they'll have to take notice.
Yeah, well, he's already on the provisional panel, so and I think he's the first Irishman who's actually on the provisional panel to get a win. So he's taken a giant step in the right direction. Like, the Walker Cup actually looks pretty good from an Irish point of view so far. Like, the Irish Amateur was underwhelming. I know it was a star-studded leaderboard and all, but only Alex Maguire, who was 4th, and Caelan Rafferty was 7th, were in the top 10. The rest were all kind of like 12, 15, 18. But the performances abroad are going to be key, and they've been good from an Irish point of view. Yeah. Whereas like, no one's been really consistent so far, even though it's still early in the year. Hugh Foley was 4th, and Rob Moore was 8th in Lytham. And Maguire was obviously 4th in the Irish Am, and we had 3 Irish in the top 7 this week. and 4 in the top 14. So, and like this is where now the schedule gets hectic. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be events every week, every couple of weeks. So
2 a week this week.
2 a week this week with the Ulster Stroke and the East of Ireland, and then the Scottish Amazon. I think it clashes with the East as well. Like, so there's plenty on.
I love the videos the boys were sticking up, taking the absolute piss out of Peter O'Keefe and Golfstraw.
Yeah.
Anyone that hasn't seen that, yeah, we need more speed, boys, more speed. The trackman set up in the hotel room, curtains pulled down, duvet over the windows, like just hitting balls in the room. Gas. All good fun.
Good stuff, Ronan.
Yeah, on the Brabazon, so we had obviously an Irish winner on that, and then LPGA we came close.
Yeah, really close. Not that I saw any, but I was trying to get Leona's semi-final game yesterday on all 97,000 Aussie Box channels. Couldn't find it on any. Just all I was seeing was PGA Tour. They were going to show the final, of course, but she fell short of that, sadly.
Growing the game. They're busy growing the game, these TV networks, aren't they?
Brutal. I don't know. I'm not going to get to the tracker yet, but I don't know where he's getting his info from. Because, I couldn't see the shots. It was a shame.
Like all the shot trackers, they're just getting it from the Opta-Stats on the website. Like, it's just copy the tracker that's already tracking. Anyone that doesn't know, so we're go on. You might as well get into the tracker thing. You brought it up. Go on.
Oh, listen, I woke up this morning doing my business on the bowl, where I get all my reading done. The first thing I see is that Leona Maguire has blocked the Leona Maguire tracker on Twitter. And I just thought that this is the best day ever. Like, that's absolute comedy gold. Now, in fairness, I was following the tracker because I couldn't watch the golf, and I'd rarely actually follow a tracker. So they were doing sterling work. I don't know how I go without a tracker being in existence. But the tracker was very hard on Leona. It's like, oh, jeez, she's off it today. God, she doesn't have her good stuff. God, a wedge.
Awful chip was one of them, yeah.
And then this morning, it's like, I don't know what I said. I don't know what's after happening. So they're hoping it's a mistake. That they said the unfollow button, it's only a couple of clicks. Like, it's easily done by mistake.
Not one click after another. That's not like Homer Simpson needing a dialing wand because his fingers are too fat or anything like that.
Oh my God. No, it's absolute gold. It's gold, yeah. I just watch out. If you're a tracker out there, you better watch what you're writing, that's for sure. I hear Seamus Power is not too impressed with the lads now. It's a little scoop.
LFG, all the fire stuff coming up for that. Let's go. It's just
we can confirm Leona is no longer nuclear.
Exactly.
Hopefully it all irons itself out. I don't know. I think they need to live in harmony. I think the leaving cert's coming up. It's hard in a tracker account. Like,
say that with a straight face.
My face is straight, I promise. But no, in all seriousness,
this could blow up. This is the biggest TV split this week.
It's absolutely, the Alpha Philip Schofield scandal. This usurps it. You're on about the late, are you?
All sorts, you went deep there. You went further. You went
that's all. That's my algorithms all over Schofield.
We need to get Leona and the tracker into a room and just
get them on the pod.
Yeah,
that's who is the tracker. That's the next thing. That's going to be the serious reveal.
Let them fight it out.
But no, listen, Leona. In fairness to the tracker, he had some points. She said it in herself in her press conference after that she did not have her game yesterday. Like, par was a good score in that match. She was beaten 2-1. She had no complaints. In fairness. She was 100% before that. Won 5 out of 5 matches.
Tired. She was tired. She said she was tired, like, when she got to the end of it. But
everyone would have been tired, though.
She was tearing heads off in that. She was untouchable in the group stages. Floated through easy. Game looked in serious shape. She'll just be disappointed, just match play, to go out in the way she did, and not have her best. Still only lose 2-1, but not have her best golf.
Yeah,
she'll just feels she kind of left it behind,
that's a missed opportunity, that one, because like when you look at that at the start of the week and you see her record in the Solheim and the type of player that she is, you would really tick that one off her as one she really could win.
And see the field, like that was not a strong field. Definitely a chance. Wasn't a course that I would
get us blocked now saying it's not a strong field.
Wasn't a strong field. I should have my stats, but I feel like there was hardly anyone from the top 10 playing last week.
Yeah, like it doesn't actually say much for like the future match play in like regular season golf, considering like most of the LPGA pros, they turn up every single week and they didn't turn up for this one.
Yeah, and we've no match play in the men's next year either.
Yeah.
At least there was no consolation match. Like, the women are doing it right here.
Yeah, no, that's one thing 100%. You have to. Literally, one person from the group goes through, straight knockouts, no messing about, just wham bam.
No, proper order. It was a tough golf course. Like, Shadow Creek was a beast by all accounts. Not necessarily the course that probably set up that well for Leona, so she was pretty happy with how the whole week went as a whole. Like, it should definitely stand her in good stead. It's still a big week. Like, she moves up a couple of spots in the rankings to 19th. She earned about 90 grand, which is her biggest check in a while. So like, there's a lot of positives there. The girl that beat her, Ayaka Furu, lost in the final against Pajari Ananarakurn, the Thai girl, 3-1. So yeah, like, it's just, you can't get away from the fact that like, she would have loved to add to her one win or whatever, but it's still a strong week. She's playing again this week. It's at Liberty National, another series.
Back to New York City.
Yeah, big time. Steph playing as well. The Mizuho America's Open.
That's a proper golf course, that Liberty National. Like, they had the, was it the BMW was on there for a few years, and the FedEx Cup race playoff. So it's a proper golf course. She'll have a big following there in New York City as well. Like, there's a big Irish contingent over there. I'd say she'd take a big crowd with her.
She apparently the tracker tried to get in though, and she took her tickets away. That's what I heard.
There's all sorts of conspiracies there. This is terrible. We need him to make up. But no, she'll take a lot of positives from this, Leona, because definitely. You know, she's going deeper into tournaments now. She is shown. I did see some of the stats. That's the thing. She hasn't played loads this year. This weekend as well, she reached treble figures on the birdie count, I see as well. She's hit her 100th birdie of the season, when you consider she hasn't played an awful lot of events and taken some events off. So her game's it's trending in the right direction. A lot of big events coming up that she'll be targeting now over the next month and a half, 2 months. A lot of majors.
And like, right up to Solheim's pretty much packed.
Stacked every week. So no, Leona trending well.
With another trending well.
Another close Irish.
300 quid out of pocket though, so he is.
We'll get to that. That was top notch.
But yeah, stick to the golf first. So the golf first. Steve Stricker just has his number recently, doesn't he?
He's a machine, Stricker. And Harrington said it. He reckons he's the toughest man you could possibly come up against on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Because he just, like, he hit every wedge pretty much stone dead. Puts like a dream.
Still using the same putter he has for the last 20 years. Like, he's just that white hot.
And the original. The heel is 6 feet off the ground.
Yeah, like, it's, you have to tip your hat to him. But the senior ranks are just full of these steely operators, like, that just do not go away. Just, you know, it's like, it's just so hard to get on top of some of these guys. And Stricker is just one of those guys that you just can't shake when he's in thereabouts. Harrington's done this to plenty of lads in his career.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And Harrington will do it to plenty of lads in the future. Like, he's not very far off here. But yeah, he'll go way disappointed from this one, because it's like, I did watch some of this on Saturday when he really, like, at one stage he had a 4-shot lead, 5-shot lead. Like, he was
toilet gate.
Total control. Yeah.
The toilet. Yeah. The disaster there.
It was Stricker who locked the door.
Yeah.
So what exactly happened on that?
Well, I heard he went to one of those on-course portaloos or whatever, and he was just standing there thinking it was occupied or something, but there was no one in there. And then by the time he figured out, he went in, did his business, came back out, but then was behind on the clock, and had just a simple wedge into the green that he just gave no thought to whatsoever and dunked it into the water and ran up a double. And he made reference to it yesterday, being like some of his problems with this senior stuff is that all these kind of shots that are just a bit boring to me. Like, I don't give them the proper respect they deserve. Whereas he had to birdie the last to get into the playoff, and like the approach shot he hit in there, it was like all the pressure on him, and of course he rises to the occasion. So he was definitely kicking himself. Like, it was a bit of a rookie error by a senior,
an experienced veteran. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely unlike him. But yeah, I agree. Like, he definitely one that got away. Like, as soon as the lads got one in one, you knew it was going to be different. And he's always said throughout his whole career that he hates having a big lead. Harrington, he likes being the chaser, and it doesn't change even at this stage of his career. Stricker had his daughter on the bag. I thought that was pretty cool. And and like unexpected considering these lads are still playing for like decent wedge. I don't know what he earned for that win, but I'd imagine it was about $500,000.
And like they really distance themselves as well. See if Harrington, like he still shot, like Harrington gone out, he still shoots under par in the final round. Still shoots 2 under, like I'm not going to say comfortably, but in the final round of a major, birdie's the last to do that, get into a playoff. 2 boys in 18 under, Stuart Sink a couple of shots back on 16, and then massive gap back to like Wai Yang and Stephen Alker and stuff like that. They really did get out ahead.
$630,000 for Stricker. That's decent money for his young daughter caddying now. Yeah. If he's not pulling a coocher.
She'd be looking, El Toucan looking for his pound of flesh still. No, there's no way she's only getting 10% of that.
No.
By the time you get the wife tax, the daughter tax, like all that, like that's it. Like, his money's gone. He's probably getting about $50 for. I'd say the guy that Harrington gave the money to is coming away with more money than Steve Stricker after he pays his taxes and the family and the rates and the caddy and the.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, go on.
You wrote about it, Ron, but I love it.
I love it. I just thought it was.
So you lamped a lad in the head.
It sums up Harrington as a person, because most lads would just, sign the glove, hand to them. Oh yeah, sorry, you're all right. Yeah, ha, giggle, walk on. But he whips out the wallet.
Well, he went over first.
Have yourself 300 notes, some few pints, get a steak, bring the wife out. On you go.
So your man was sitting there holding a hanky on his head, like, and Harrington went over and was joking with him. I seen, and it was like, yeah, you okay? Yeah, at least, well, thanks. You done me a big favour there. Like, you literally, it was like Niall Quinn in the end of it. Like, you just dive and header back into the fairway.
Yeah, Robbie Keane waiting there.
Yeah. So yeah, he like this big loop and header back in. So he obviously has a sore head. Harrington spoke to him, finished the hole out first, I think, didn't he? And then went back over because your man was on her. You hit the shot, then went back over. Signed the glove, gave him the glove, and then asked him where his missus was. The missus was getting in, having something to eat or shopping or something. Yeah. So Harrington just took out. How did you find out it was $300? Was that officially said afterwards? Because it was like a fistful of money.
Yeah, he said it was $300. Glove and $300. Well, the reason he gave your man $300 is because he was, I suppose he was middle aged or whatever it was, and Harrington was kind of thinking, what's the point in giving him a signed glove? What's he going to do with a glove? So he give him 300 notes and bring the wife out for a meal.
That's nice.
It's total classy move. The wallet, the size of the wallet, my God, it's my Outlads wallet. Only there's no cash in it. My Outlads just has receipts from like the '87 Cup final that he went in and stuff like that. No, unbelievable. But yeah, he's just a classy operator, Padraig. In fairness,
no, he really is. He gets it.
What a good.
Now you look at the comments on Twitter as well, and there was a lot of people say, "Oh, it's like." That's not a classy move, taking the wallet out, div and stuff. And there was people giving him abuse for shelling out a few.
People per Revolut these days, Pete.
Yeah. Not even that. I found that was bad. But the people are like, I can't believe your man took the money. I was like, are you joking?
And another guys, give it to a charity. Give it to a charity. Like, he's not getting a wallop on the head. Wallop.
There's people like Padraig Harrington and there's people like Big Sam. Big Sam keeping the fiver to himself.
I don't want to know. I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to be led. 6 defenders, 1-0 down after 90 seconds. See, you have me going now.
But yeah, like that guy's head literally could have won Harrington that major. And he was getting 300 quid for dinner, so I think it was a fair deal. Yeah, anyone having an issue with that has serious issues themselves.
Good quality of golf and all. Paddy will bounce back from this, and these lads are going to go toe to toe every year. Like last year, it was Harrington and Steve Alker. You can see now Steve Stricker has really stood up to the plate. Harrington's the constant between all this, though. He is not going away. He's getting quicker. Like every time I see him, he seems to be gaining swing speed. Dropping back to the main tour, doing what he's doing. He's juggling it nicely. He's in a nice little sweet spot in his career now. And Paddy will do damage between now and the end of the year. I think Steve Stricker has had the laugh this time, but
twice in a row, in fairness. Yeah.
Stuart Sink isn't to be ruled out either. That was his first Champions Tour event.
Yeah. But let's count them up at the end of the year. See how many titles they all have.
Nice, I like that.
I'd be backing Paddy.
It's 2-0 to Stricker. Like we're getting close to Istanbul territory here.
Talking about senior majors, just a quick transition there into the Irish Senior Men's Amateur Open was on.
Yeah.
Didn't have that in my roundup, but have an English golfer, Tom Ettridge, went in, spoiled the party for Joe Lyons.
Your mate Joe.
Your best
you
buddy.
Played with Joe a few.
And I'll tell you what.
He wouldn't have been hitting driver off the tent in the Hermo now.
Yeah, no, he wasn't down the hill. The Hermitage, by all accounts, was unbelievable. And like some of the pictures I saw, like it looked absolutely lush. The weather's obviously been incredible, perfect growth, all the rest of it. Looked deadly. But yeah, as it happened on the second playoff hole, he missed a 4-footer and your man won. And I swear to God, Joe must have missed every 4-footer he had with me in that at the island. And he said to me that his putter's just gone. Like, I'm hitting the ball as good as ever, but just can't figure out the putting at the minute. Yeah. And so
once it gets in your head,
yeah.
Do you know one thing I will give Joe? Like, Joe is we're talking about seasoned campaigners here. The class of the man. Did you see the interview that he did with Golf Ireland afterwards? I watched that this morning and it just oozes class. Joe Lyons, in everything he said, what he didn't say about the golf course, about his competitors, no excuses, nothing about his own game, just, better man, won. Like, he gave everybody credit that deserved credit, and except for himself. So we need to give Joe Lyons serious credit. He rises to the occasion so many times in these senior events. He's one of our stalwart seniors on the circuit, and like, the younger lads learn so much from guys like Joe and how he plies his trade and how he goes about his business. And hats off to him. When I seen that interview, it was a mark of the man. He's really, really top competitor.
Just like Michael Block.
Yeah. Oh, stop. No. And we're there already, are we? PGA Tour. You can't go from Joe Lyons to Michael Block.
I know, yeah. I need to put respect on Joe Lyons' name. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. But
I know.
No, listen, we're not getting into
I'm keeping your transitions going, P.
We're not getting into the block party quite yet. We should do the PGA Tour first, right? So
he is the PGA Tour, goddammit.
Like, anyone who doesn't know the Michael Block story now has been under a stone for the last week. I can't believe it's only been a week. Like, since he's been on my desk for the last 6 months.
We've known him our whole life.
Last 6 months.
I used to know that guy when he was 46 years old.
He's trending more than Liv.
Oh my, he literally is.
Like, it's mental. But no, PGA Tour, I watched the highlights reel of this. Obviously didn't see the
we'd no Irish in
final
it,
round.
Fair.
No, we'd no skin in this game. But we had a lookalike. Your man Harry Hall he's a bit of a David Carey about him.
That's true.
Really, the way he dresses, the way he attacks the golf course. Like, he has a serious low number. I just reminded me of David Carey when I seen him.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that.
But Emiliano Grillo, another win.
Top class guy.
Do you know what? You're bringing up on, like, I've little notes put beside this. Emiliano Grillo, I just have putting issues, strikes it as well as Lowry, like, just a serious all-rounder, but has sorted his putting out, and welcome back to the winner's circle.
Yeah, so our sort is putting out on the week.
Yeah.
But definitely, like, he's usually kind of one of these ever-presents for a couple of rounds, and then just falls away in the weekend because his putter deserts him.
But one of them,
he's a proper player.
Like, looking through the top 5 in this event, like, Grillo and Adam Schenk, 8 under par, gets to a playoff. Scotty Scheffler there again, like, second. Third.
We're talking about putting.
Third.
He was kind of on the periphery of it though all day, really.
Yeah, because he can't put. He's just lost it on the greens. Then Harry Hall, tied with Harry Hall. Like, Hall was at 12 under. Like, Hall opened with a 62, followed up with a 66, then went 72, 73 over the weekend. At one stage during the final round, quite early on, like, he was at 11, 12 under. And, you know, he'll be disappointed coming away from this. I did see interviews. He was very upset.
As you would be. Like, you're not going to get many better chances.
But still, it's a lot of points he gets. Yeah. It's an $8.7 million purse. He's proper.
No, it's brilliant. Like, but still, like, that elusive win is a game changer, big time.
It just goes to show when you look at. And I know there was big names in this field: Emiliano Grillo, Schenk, Hall, Paul Haley the second. Like, I'm going through the top of this leaderboard here. When you take out like Scotty and players like that, it is. Live Golf was a better spectacle this weekend than this. No, when you take the middle of the ground,
I don't know about that.
I didn't watch any of the live stuff, but I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. No, but
I'm saying
just look at leaderboards.
Yeah, looking at leaderboards and just saying from names. This is like familiarity breeds contempt in some of these things.
No, I think
it's the names, and I need to get used to a Harry Hall and a Paul
no,
Haley.
I don't think you're gonna get. I do think that you're gonna. Yeah, you're right that the Kokrak's and the Harold Varners and all are kind of the middle ground of the tour that they've ripped out. And we're going to have to replace them with lads. I don't think Harry Hall is going to be the replacement, but I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah, like you do.
Like when you look at that Liv Washington event, like there was nothing to write home about there, Pete. I'm trying to have, who won Harold Varner? Like other than that though, Brandon Grace, Mito Pereira, Munoz. And then
I wouldn't watch that if that was a PGA Tour event. Like
Andy Ogletree, like that. This is a weak enough leaderboard now.
Oh yeah, Andy's my mate. You leave him alone.
He's doing well over there. Don't worry about him. But yeah,
is it Torque or Torquay as well? Like
Torque.
Yeah, but you watch the things. It's Torquay Golf Club takes the title, and yeah, I love the way Harold Varner has the like range goats medallion doused around the trophy, the Live Golf Trophy.
It's all about the teams, Pete.
It's all about the goats.
All about the teams. All the transcripts. Oh yeah, I'm winning by 2,000 million shots. Going to earn a gazillion. But it's all about the team. Great, the team are doing well.
Yeah, tough for the Aces, I believe, this week.
Tough for the Aces.
Scheffler is like ridiculous. First tee to green, first off the tee, like by miles as well. Like the shots he's gaining, but he's losing like 4.5 shots in putting. Like he was last to the lads on the weekend,
and that'll wear you down. That will wear you down.
It all goes back to last year's Masters when he like 4-putted from 2 feet.
Yeah,
like
you said that
cracked.
before. You said that before.
Like, it's insane.
But he still hasn't finished. Like every tournament he plays, he's up there.
Because tee to green, he is outrageous. Like he's so far ahead of lads. Like there was lads talking about he's potentially like the greatest driver of a golf ball of all time on figures in terms when you combine length and accuracy.
So all facets of his game are world class, is what you're trying to say.
I like this. I like this.
Like every aspect of Scotty's game is world class, except for putting.
No, we can't. We can't go into this. We can't go talk about Michael Block without mentioning Griot.
Who mentioned Michael Block?
You did. No, I just want to mention Griot for a minute. He double bogeyed the 18s, like, and you think that your chances are gone, and he's there warming up for a playoff. And
how did he double bogey the 18s? I've seen this is the funniest video.
He missed the putt for bogey, obviously.
Hey, this is the funniest video of the ball going down the path in a stream of water, and like.
And it wouldn't stop.
It wouldn't stop. But my understanding of that is, if wherever the ball lies, like he was waiting for the ball to finish up. Like this thing was going for minutes, and he was waiting for the ball. Like I would have assumed, as an amateur, if I'm playing that, the ball's getting washed down because it's not a water hazard.
No. But
the ball is getting washed down. It's like it might as well be like say the water wasn't there and it's just bouncing and rolling, snaking its way down the path there. That would have been, you just play it where it rests up. So who's to say that ball didn't just pop out left there out of that little stream at the end? And I know it didn't because...
I think the rules officials have sway over... They can decide when that ball's dead, like when that ball's just stopped.
When
you have to give up on that.
Yeah.
Or I think there was an option that he can hit it as it's moving. I'm pretty sure someone highlighted that as an option as well.
Boys, never mind that, right?
Yeah, go on.
He let 2 children come and hit balls at him while he was warming up for the playoff, like. You haven't won anything in 8 years and you're doing that, like, and Twitter can be a cesspit for like negative fan engagement, particularly in football. Like we've seen Arsenal completely ignore about an 11-year-old girl signing a jersey, like something for charity, like didn't even give her the time of day. Leeds.
Oh, I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to go there.
Not even glancing at the children. And
edited video.
And Griot goes and
no context.
Griot goes and
get
these 2 kids to just hop the fence, and then he goes and wins the playoff, like. Go on, Karma.
It's good that he won the playoff.
It's probably community service or something he's on, taking the kids out. Like
Roy Keane wouldn't have been impressed if he was not heading the game there on the range.
Failed to prepare.
This is it.
Not even his kids. I'm not accusing him of it now, but like just pulling random kids out when you're getting ready for a playoff. That's hardly the way. Like if I was Shank, I'd be ashamed of myself for not beating him.
Well, probably not the best climate to be doing that after what happened last week.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was good. It was like, in fairness to Griot, 8 years after his last win as well. It's a long time coming.
Good win against a good field. I'm surprised how many lads played in that after a major.
It's always a dead week, isn't it? Week after majors. Now again, all these weeks in between, like you're just counting down now till the US Open. Like we have, what's on this week?
Don't know.
They have a week off this week. They have to have a week off.
No,
the
Memorial's on this week.
Oh, the Memorial, yeah.
They have a week. Might as well be a week.
Is this elevated? It probably is.
Anything got to do with Jack is elevated.
Yeah. Barbara!
Yeah. No, so the Memorial this week. Jesus, yeah. How did I forget that?
Because Michael Block's not playing in it, that's why.
No, they need to get him in.
They definitely need to get him
Right,
in.
come on. We've waited this long. What are we now? 35
go.
minutes. The block party.
A block party.
Right, I just want to start us off by saying I feel like the referee in this. Because I read the piece that Ronan stuck up. The very impartial...
Journalism is dead.
Total one-sided
TMZ
assault on Michael Block. Like, right, for anyone that doesn't know, like if you've been under a stone here, I'll just play the audio of Michael Block of exactly what set the context for what happened in a week that he was probably a week that'll be memorable for so many people across the world. He seemed to capture America, according to Jim Nance last week. But this is what he said during the week on one of his one or two media interviews that he did.
So what's the difference between his game you'd assume that Rory's a better golfer than you are?
He's a lot longer than I am. That's what it is.
Okay, so that the length is the big thing.
Oh, my God. What I would shoot from where Rory hits it would be stupid. I think I'd be one of the best players in the world.
How? Really?
Hands down. Oh, if I had that stupid length, all day. My iron game, wedge game, around the greens and my putting is world class.
81 on Friday.
81,
Thursday.
Yeah.
81 Thursday. I know. Right. So I feel like the referee.
She'd be my uncle. Like that is 100% what this is.
Zach Johnson would be in
Lads,
the
I
Hall
haven't
of
said
Fame,
seconds
Grand
out.
Slam champion, like with majors if he had McIlroy's.
I have not said seconds out yet. I'm going to let you bash this out, right? So I'm the referee here. Your assault on Michael Block, although commendable in the way some of it was written, was very one-sided and a little unfair in spots, Ronan. But he claims that was out of context. I've listened to a fair bit of it. Definitely
it's
not
in
out of context.
context.
It's
in context.
He done way too much media stuff during the week. He's obviously knackered, tired. He said some stuff that a bit off the wall. He's backing himself, but the block party is definitely wound up. Like everybody turned on him during the week, and like for coming out with stuff like that, you can understand why. Not as harsh as Ronan.
Yeah, no, I'm in the sympathetic pile with Mr. Block. I think that clip is horrendous. Like why he came out with that kind of stuff. Like why he couldn't just admit that Rory McIlroy is a better golfer than him without having to draw comparisons in terms of what they do well and what they don't. And
just if he was to come out and talk about himself in a different narrative, like talk about yourself as in, I'm glad I was able to go toe to toe with Rory, and length he's off the charts where he hits it, but I played to my strengths, focused on my game. I found it quite intimidating being around him, but I'm glad I was able to stay in my own skin and do my own thing, and it worked out. We count them up at the end. There's more than one way to get done. Don't come out and say you're world class, and if I hit it where he hit it, I'd be shooting stupid scores.
It's like Robbie Savage coming out and saying he was world class for a few games.
This is it. There you go. No, I think the only way to settle is...
Micah Richards bursting onto the scene as a defender.
Yeah, Roy wasn't happy with that either.
Baby.
That was absolutely
Come on, no, I'm getting sidetracked.
No, the match, I think, do you know that match when the Tivers film all these? The match should have Michael Block versus McIlroy. Michael Block plays from where McIlroy drives it. I think the whole world will watch it. Who wins?
Yeah, only in the next 2 weeks. It has a short window.
It does have a short window. And so this is where I say...
Will they pair them up in Canada?
Oh, well, that would be absolute gold, like. But sure, he's already, like, of course he doesn't have the same short game as McIlroy. McIlroy's short game is so underappreciated, it's untrue. But yeah, like, I have sympathy with him in terms of overnight fame. I don't know how anyone would react to, like, as he said himself, like, he was in the pub on the Sunday before the major, the Pittsburgh pub or something. No one knew who he was, having a quiet beard. Next week, he was the only man that, like, everyone knew in the pub, and it cost all the rest. He shouldn't have done 30 interviews after. Maybe he sees himself as, like, to earn
a man
this,
of the people.
Well, he definitely sees himself as a man of the people, but maybe to earn the exemption, he thinks he needs to be doing this and putting his best foot forward to PGA and all this kind of stuff. Didn't learn his lesson. Even after shooting the 81 in his press conference, he's saying things like, well, I've shot 58 before, I've shot a 59. Who's to say I won't do that tomorrow? It's like, why are you putting this pressure on yourself? Like, why would you say these things? But I just think that I don't think you can go from what he did at the PGA when he was the hero to Ronan tar and feathering him with the villain brush a few days later, based on that quote. But like, what did we expect? That he was going to get a couple of exemptions and play his way onto the PGA Tour? Like, that was never going to happen in a million years. He said himself, the 4 rounds he put together to PGA, that's the first time I've ever done that. He said, like, it's insane. So no,
he's getting more opportunities playing the European Tour now next month.
He's getting like sponsorship deals. He's getting all sorts. I didn't see he was playing in Europe.
Yeah, he said it in a press conference. He said at one of the press conferences he's coming to play in the Omega Masters. Is that part of the strategic alliance? Is that what we're getting? He's going up the
scrawniest bone ever being thrown by Monaghan. But there's the thing.
Maybe he'll be competitive up there in Cron. At altitude, he can hit it as far as Rory.
If he wins a DP World Tour event, the DP World Tour is dead. Like, that would be the end.
At altitude, though, and that's a really clever move because that's negating the whole thing. So he will be hitting 340 yards, and then we can see how world class is.
Sure, he knife one about 80 yards over the green after he said that on the Thursday.
Stop. I don't know where. Like, I have a lot of sympathy for him. Like you say, he bit off more than he can chew media wise. There would have been the buzz would still be there if he said no to everything this week, just focused on his golf, and then did all the media stuff this week in between. But people were just on him, and he probably just a whirlwind around like a hornet's nest.
You want to cash in a bit, like you do. Like, this is his big break, so to speak. And
but cash in, he got no money. Would anyone pay him for these interviews? Like, he's doing podcasts and like ESPN, and
I'd say maybe off the back of other sponsorships, like to go on the shows that he's like just representing certain brands or whatever. Like, it sounds like if he's got offered 50 grand for the bloody 7-iron and made the hole in one. Like, and turned it down. More to the point, it's like, what? That's just a golf club. That's replaceable. 50 grand.
Or just give them your backup club and just keep that club.
Insane.
No one will know.
Yeah, no one has to know.
For a man on the breadline who was only making $150 a lesson, like, you got to be taking that 50 grand. I'm glad you bit on that. But that's the way they portrayed this underdog story.
Yeah. The American dream.
The American dream. This is it. Like, he was always going to have a sell-by day. Like, it's mad. The PGA Tour just want the big lads winning anyway. They want Scheffler to win this week. They don't want Grillo to win this week. They don't want, like, Michael Block. Yeah, they would have loved him to do something, but it was all likelihood wasn't going to happen. He's not a villain, though. I'd still.
No, absolutely not.
He'd be more my hero than my villain.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely not.
Ronan's a tough cookie over there.
Right, DP World Tour,
dead in the water.
The Rossaball is fierce underrated, lads. 9 wins.
9 wins, 2 and 3 starts, 4 and 15 months.
Asterisks beside them all because he went to live.
After 5 minutes.
Asterisks. That's it.
I'm glad it's you saying it, Pete. Glad it's you.
I know, it's great that he's come back and bounced back. I remember him bursting on the scene. You spoke about Carnoustie earlier on when Harrington won. Like, he should have won that major. I think he
Jeez, I don't even remember that.
Yeah, 16, 17, 18 there. He finished.
No, I think that was Andres Romero you're thinking of.
Was it?
Yeah, that wasn't Larrazabal.
Was Larrazabal there as well?
Maybe.
What kind of Latin flair were we mixing up? An Argentinian and a Spaniard?
That's a mixing, but I'll have to look that up. I don't know. I had that in my head. I hope
this makes the edit. In fairness, you're usually good in the history of golf.
Listen, today's a bad day.
Yeah,
today's a bad day. But Ronan's frantically Googling now. It was 2007, Ronan. You were about 11.
Yeah.
I was 9. Just short of my 10th. Just short of my 10th birthday.
Giving out shite about everything.
But no, Larrazabal, he is a serious player.
With the best finish of tied 30th of the 2011 Open Championship. So you're about 4 years off there, P.
Yeah, there we go.
No, he's serious talent. Is he good enough to make the Ryder Cup team? It's a question being asked. I would be on the side of no as well.
He's in the Yannick Paul pile for me.
Stop.
Here we go again.
Yannick Paul's a man.
Poke him.
Only because his driving seems to be pretty brutal regularly. Like he ranks 116th in distance and 116th in accuracy so far this season.
Just playing 4 balls.
And he can't make the Ryder Cup team. He went to live.
Well, that'd be good.
Some crack. His passion though would be unreal. Like.
I feel like he's excused, I would have thought.
Because he paid his $400,000.
If he paid his fine, I think he's done. Yeah, if he's
Poulter pays his fine and wants to come back, is he?
Well, he's not a member of the Deep World Tour anymore.
He could be.
I don't think he could. He wouldn't be able to swallow enough humble pie to get there.
They all have lifetime memberships they were given. Most of them
have since resigned them or whatever. Yeah.
No, I don't want to get into that debate, but it's just
neither do I.
It's
No, a big win for Brabazon. He won 300. Seems you're so into your live stats. He won €316,000. So that was less than Koepka earned for a T12 finish hungover in Washington. He earned 350 grand. So that check would have had him second in the second place finisher in the KLM Open was Adrian Otaegui, another ex-live man who, earned, God, I don't even know where I've gone now.
I went indoor parachute diving with Adrian Otaegui before.
Did you? Yeah. God, you've dragged me out of a hole here. This is good.
It's some mad shit. At an Adidas launch back about 5 years ago, we were doing indoor in Basingstoke, near where Adidas headquarters are. We did like indoor, this big tunnel thing, and Otaegui was there doing because he was an Adidas ambassador at the time. So in this wind tunnel going up and down, like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory thing, that thing where you get the bubbles and grandpa and your man floating up, is mental. Yeah. There's another little nugget of information that's useless to everybody.
No, that's great. That's
fun,
great.
Bit of crack.
I was down an absolute rabbit hole there, so you saved me nicely. Even though it's saying that I'm kind of back on track now, Graham McDowell, with his T18th finish in that live event, would have earned more than Adrian Otaegui won for finishing second by about 30 grand in the KLM. There you go.
Quarter of a bar for tied 18.
Finish 3 under for 54 holes. Mad stuff.
Flying.
But yeah, on the Irish interest in the KLM, Tom McKibben had a good week. Got back into the money, up to 92nd on the race to Dubai, which is important to get inside that top 100. Give himself a bit of a buffer. Earned the best part of 20 grand T21 finish. So John Murphy was there as well, missed the cut.
Two boys played with each other round 1, round 2.
Yeah, which I thought would have played,
spurred them on. Maybe, but
big time.
Didn't happen. Tough golf course though.
Tough golf course. Yeah, we had a fella over there who was following John for the 2 rounds, and he was still pretty upbeat after the week before, and felt like he could get it back this week and stuff. He wasn't too worried about it at all.
Manicero's back, lads.
Yeah,
Ryder Cup watch. Let's go.
Want to go into the roundup?
All right. Do you know what? I'm gonna make an outrageous.
Oh, here we go.
An outrageous admission that I probably shouldn't do.
Yeah, no.
Right? And I know one person. I know one person now that's absolutely wetting themselves laughing. Listen to this, my brother Danny. So I'm going back. Matteo Manassero. We've this running joke. I can't believe I'm saying this. Manny, right, going back when he burst on the scene back in the day. I remember following him around 2000. It was when Turnberry, he was an amateur at the Open there that Watson nearly won. He played practice rounds with Watson that week, followed him around doing stuff, and I remember making an outrageous claim after that when he burst on the scene. I said Matteo Manassero will win more majors than Rory McIlroy.
Oh my god.
Every time Manny's name comes up on something, Danny's just texting me, Manny's in the hunt now, he's coming for Rory's. That was probably one of the stupidest predictions I've ever made in my life. Obviously, I can't believe I'm admitting that, but yeah, Manny just makes me smile.
That's the time. He 4-time Deep World Tour winner, youngest player to have 3 wins. At the time, it was this fella.
I followed him last year. No, in all fairness, in all seriousness, and I never thought, he's won the BMW PGA. He's won big events in Europe. Last year when we had the Irish Challenge in the K Club, I followed him for 6 holes just because he was out, and I'm going geez, I'm
he's not going to get McIlroy's record now.
No, I made my mind up that day when I followed him for those 6 holes. But it's mad. He just tried to change everything with his swing. He's turned the corner a bit now. Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Tried to
he's still only 30,
But that's the frightening part. That is the frightening part. But great to see him back in the winner's circle again.
Big time.
Really, really good. And like, he's the type of player that'll kick on. Winning is a habit, and when you've won big events before, you know, this is what we need to see from Paul Dunne. He showed signs. He's had some good rounds. Matteo Manassaro, he needs to stick up posters of Matteo Manassaro around, plotting his career. Like, Matteo is bouncing back. I really hope Paul Dunne can do the same. We are seeing little signs of it. He just needs to put those 4 pieces of the jigsaw together and kick on. And I think we will, but it's nice to see someone like this on the same tour kicking on, because Dunner's in the same.
I think, like, optimistic view after what we saw from Dunn there. Like, around the 70 was good on a tough golf course, and then he went 75, 77, 76 and finished third last on plus 10. So I think he has a long way to go. Like, obviously he has the abilities in there somewhere, but it just feels like it's a long way from coming out. Whereas someone like Dermot McElroy seems to be on a steady rise
He's
the last couple of years.
Best of the Irish at this event.
Yeah, 14th. Like, he's done well the last 2 or 3 weeks. Like, he took a while to get started in the Challenge Tour, but he's done quite well, to be fair to him.
Big time. Well, he's already had like his rookie campaign in the Challenge Tour in 2018, I think it was, and he just said he wasn't ready for it whatsoever and had a disaster. But like, he's just gone through the Euro Pro ranks and stuff, and just seems like a much more mature, better rounded player. Stuart Graham went well as well. He was top 25. Clearly a tough golf course. Like, if you were breaking par there, you were gaining serious ground up the leaderboard. But yeah, decent week from McElroy anyway.
Nice to see the lads trending.
Yeah, talking about lads trending, Alps Tour, Ronan Mullarney keep racking up the Bull King. Absolutely. We're going to keep milking him. But yeah, he was top 5 at the Memorial Giorgio Bordoni. But like, this is it, like, where you talk about lads there struggling to break par. So Ronan shot 68, 68, 66. Don't know if this is one of those golf courses David Carey shot to 57 on, I'm not sure. But that was T4. The fellow who won it, Kiet van der Wiel.
Yeah, I said that. I stuck that into our WhatsApp group over the weekend. Someone needs to do a piss test on this fella. How many shots did he win by?
Oh, I don't even know. Like 9,
I think it was
maybe?
9 or 10 shots.
63, 65.
Yeah. Lapped the field, like.
Yeah.
Frightening stuff.
Absolutely mad. So Ronan's second on the order of merit. This fella's first.
But this fella's like, honestly, like,
it's the Matador against the Bull King now.
This is Michelle Smith de Bruin job. Like, this lad is just out in a league of his own last week. Like, it was just frightening scores compared to the field.
Unbelievable. Yeah. But in no way does Irish Golfer Magazine think Kiet van Wiel is doping. I'd like to put that out there.
Never said that. I just said piss test.
After you called me up for a whoop last week,
you were whoop bashing. Whoop bashing. Clutch Tour as well. We're going to get into a roundup now. Clutch Tour.
Conor O'Rourke.
Thoughts and prayers with him last week. Great to see him bouncing back. He obviously buried his granddad a couple of days before travelling out to this, and went out and pulled a really good performance. Was it? Yeah. Pulled out a really good performance.
Yeah, final round 66. He was delighted with himself. Yeah. Mark caught up with him after the round. Sounded like he was really aggressive down the stretch. Like, he was just really happy that he went and got the finish, and like, he was hammering putts into the hole and stuff. There was no tentativeness at all, and it seems like it'll bode well for him. Like, he's a man who was so good, like, as an amateur turned pro, as all the game.
He's been unlucky with injuries over the last couple of years, just hasn't kicked on the way he will. But like, all it takes is one little pep in the step, boost of confidence, something like this, and he knows he's well capable of it. And like, we've so many players like that. Like, we're talking about Dunner to kick back in, but like, we've seen the best of Paul Dunne. We've seen what he's capable of. Conor O'Rourke has been thereabouts for a number of years, and I don't think we've seen the best of Conor O'Rourke.
No, definitely not.
And we will see the best of him. All he needs is a few opportunities. The doors have opened for him in the past, and he just hasn't quite stepped in through it. But I think he's at a stage in his life now where he's ready to kick on.
Yeah, here. At the same event, Liam Grehan, T24. Saw all these Grehans. I presume they're all related. Matthew Grehan, Tullamore. You were writing a big story about him.
Yeah, 63 course record, 7 under, taking the record off his brother Stu. So
are they triplets? Are they?
I don't know. That'd be an interesting dinner.
They're not even from the same town, lads.
Interesting dinner table on Saturday night, I'd say.
Oh, big time. No, that's savage scoring. He said he's shot a few 65s himself.
Yeah,
he'd been
shot
knocking on the
65 a couple of times, and he birdied the last. So no better way to do it like than birdieing the last. Birdied the last 2 holes, I think.
That's
so
scoring.
clutch.
Clutch. Yeah, I like that.
He's my hero.
Yeah, the last one on my list for roundup is Lauren Walsh. It kind of ended as we got off the air last week, but she got her national championship with Wake Forest. She's a senior. She's signing off this summer. I'm going to catch up with her this week. I don't know if she's playing Curtis Cup. I would have thought she'd stay around for Curtis Cup. She's definitely playing Arnold Palmer Cup. But she is going to be turning professional this summer after a really just class career at Wake Forest. She's had main tour starts, but she played the AIG Women's Open, had a top 40 finish there, maybe just outside it. And she already has, her Wake Forest coach has put her up for a nomination for a start on the LPGA Tour, possibly in July. I'm not actually sure the event, so I need to catch up on that. But straight away, an opportunity off the bat. She's doing US Women's Open qualifying, which is on this week. She's playing in it on Wednesday. And as we're speaking, I was hoping to have some good news, but I don't think I do anymore. Olivia was in the top 3, and she's after dropping down the leaderboard here. She's inside the top 10, so she still has a chance at US Women's Open qualifying, but she was flying at the start of her round there. But anyway, even though lots of red numbers are lots of birdies and stuff in her cards, so clearly good signs there.
No, that it for roundup.
That's all I got.
Yeah, heroes and villains.
Michael Block. Is Michael Block a hero? No, he's not. Phil Mickelson, actually, I had a great week. Phil Mickelson blocked me on Twitter. That's a career ambition.
Really?
Unlocked. I'm delighted with that. He was mouthing off. I'd had a few pints. Just amazed you found your voice after this, and just put in the Shipnut quotes. Just simple as that. Screenshot it in. Went to look at the damage I'd done the next morning, and Mickelson had blocked me. So Mickelson's blocking me. Leona's blocking the tracker.
We need to get the 4 years
Blocks,
in a row.
blocking block.
Blocks, blocking block.
Yeah, it's all gone mad. So Phil's actually a hero because I'm glad he ticked that off for me. I really appreciate it.
When you think back now to the little boy that reached out to that tanned tour pro in Mount Juliet back at the Amex.
And when he won that first Masters, and I had a tenner on him. I don't know what age I was then, but God, I was a happy little boy.
When you think back.
Oh, how naive you can be. You think you know someone, and then they get into bed with the Saudis. Unbelievable. My villain of the week's Claude Harmon. Don't know if you saw his quotes after.
Yeah.
But I don't know what he came across as a very bitter fella. Basically rubbing it in everyone's face that Brooks has got his major, giving out about the media, that we were all in it, that we were saying these guys are all washed up, they took the bag, they're insignificant, they play against no competition. I think that is true of a lot of lads that went to live. I don't think anyone was saying it of Brooks. I think Koepka himself said that he went to live because he wasn't sure how his body was going to hold up and if he could compete anymore. So, yeah, I think Butch's son is a bit, I don't know, just a bit in poor taste. He even singled out, Will Zalatoris, the fact that he's a top 10 player in the world is laughable.
He's firing from the hip, isn't he? Big time.
I think that's harsh on someone like Zalatoris. He's Zalatoris was great, but the guy's won one golf tournament. Now you guys are ready to crown him as if he's the second coming of Christ, and you guys are acting like Brooks Koepka's a bum.
Very much not
this was
like father, son.
This was right after Koepka won the Wanamaker. It's a strange time.
He might have had a few points too, like you did.
Quite possibly, yeah. They're the kind of tweets that you tweet and then you delete. But he was going around to journalists I just thought it was a strange time. I think if you wait a couple of weeks and come out with that, I don't think you should be reveling in the victory so much that you kind of take away from it.
There is an undercurrent of an unhappy man.
Definitely.
With Claude Harmon. I think there's more to this. I don't know what's gone on, but I know we highlighted at the time, and this is me just shooting from the hip, but Butch Harmon not getting the nod for... I'm sure he feels disrespected for his dad that a Hall of Fame nod didn't come. When you look at the list of, I'm sure if you were to say to Pádraig Harrington, listen, you're going to get a Hall of Fame nod, but Butch Harmon is in ahead of you this year. Harrington would have said, absolutely. Stuff like that. I think there's more to
that's
this.
a decent take, But then it's probably like
but somebody shitty's
no, but it's
out
probably
with.
making it worse for Butch's case by coming out with that.
Yeah,
and there's absolutely no chance Claude's getting in.
So on the back of that, then I would put down, like, I've two villains this week. Sam Allardyce is top of the list. Good man Sam. Brandel Chambly I've written down as well, and I like Brandel, and I normally like his takes on things, but he's coming across as bitter, and he's coming across as, I don't know, because I don't think he is, but he's coming across as like just a puppet for the PGA Tour now, and everything isn't always black and white. And like, he had the stare down last week with Brad Faxon.
Oh, Faxon,
on the and just some of the stuff that he's come out, because he came out in response then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But like, Brandel came out with some hard hitting rebuke replies, like back to what Claude Harmon was like. The two of them just over.
Brandel's a bit like, Brandel would probably, I didn't actually see what he wrote, but I'd imagine it'd be something along the lines of, Claude, you flew the jets into the Twin Towers at 9/11. That's where Brandel goes automatically in the argument, and that loses his credibility.
Yeah.
Like, there's no middle ground with any of those lads.
And Mickelson was having a go at Chambly as well. You wouldn't have seen this, because he was saying like, you should know better as a player and all this, and then he came back in, well, maybe I was stretching it by calling you a player and stuff like that. Like, Mickelson went really, so the day he blocked you, he went deep on lads.
Yeah, I'm glad to be part of the mix.
So
means an awful lot to me. Thanks, Phil.
Ronan, lads.
Anyone? Any villain? Anything?
My heroes are Liam Nolan and Emiliano Grillo, and my villain is Claude Harmon as well, because I saw those comments and I thought they were absolutely shambolic. They looked like a man who had a bit too much to drink.
He was out with Eddie Pepperell.
He was out with Eddie Pepperell, and the two boys love a bit of Twitter. Although I love Eddie as well, so I'm not going to disrespect him. But I thought it was extremely disrespectful. Not like, go on about the journalists and the way people went on about Liv, but I always think Brooks was an outlier in that. I think Koepka, if anyone was going to step forward from Liv and win a major, it was always going to be him or Dustin Johnson, to be fair. Well, in my opinion anyway. You can argue Cam Smith as well. But I just think Butch Harmon's such a classy guy on the television. Everyone loves him, and I never get that feeling when I see Claude come on. And this just kind of rubber stamped that for me. But you can have your own points about Liv, and that's fine. But to just have a go at Will Zalatoris for no reason at all, really, I thought that was really, really poor.
Amen.
Yep. Nice way to end it, Ronan.
That's it.
Nice way to end it. I think that's a wrap for this week, is it, lads?
Wrap it up, I reckon. Yeah, we've enough work to be doing.
Oh, well, we're at the end of May now, so again, a big shout out. We gave them a shout out at the start of the pod to Flowgas. They've obviously sponsored a lot of golf this month. They sponsor Irish Golfer through our Order of Merits. They're involved with this podcast. They're involved with the Irish Kids Golf Tour. They are involved, obviously, with the Irish Amateurs that took place this week. So from top to bottom, they are really powering Irish golf. So if you have energy needs, definitely visit flowgas.ie and support a company that supports the game we all love. So, big shout out to them, and thanks for the support. We'll be back next week, obviously with a wrap, a memorial, and whatever else is happening in the game. We'll have the East as well on. So cheers for tuning in, and we'll chat to you again next week. Bye.